Young Jamie Lawrence, born in South London Hospital on the 8th of March 1970. Born to Jamaican parents. Young Jamie Lawrence, as long as I can remember, I've been into sport. I love sport, love football, love cricket, athletics, boxing, snooker, whatever sport it was, I loved it. Even chess I loved, and I don't even class it as a sport. But I went to a school where we had a teacher called Mr. Airy, who actually encouraged sport massively to a point where I think all the kids love sport. And back in the day, you could actually play out without fearing that anything was going to happen to you. But Mr. Airy, he was a winner for one. He wanted us to win. Not all this rubbish about his taking part. He wanted to win things, and he instilled that in all the kids what he trained or he taught. And he actually was the first person to buy me my first pair of football boots. And this is a man who came from New Zealand and looked after us like he was his own kids, like we was his own kids. And for me, back in the day, like, it was all the racism going around. He was a white guy, and he never judged anyone for their colour. He just judged you for being you. And he's the first person who taught me about life in general, about being a proper person. I'd learned a lot from Mr. Airy. Anyway, I was good at all sports except for swimming, which you know what time of day it is with us with swimming and that. We're built for land, all right? But I went to secondary school and we had a guy called Pete Rhodes, who his son went to the same school as me. He was a year younger than me, Danny Rhodes. And Pete knew that we was a good team at John Birds. So Pete started a team called Larkle Phoenix, and we was really good. We was a really good team. Pete as well is another one about winning. Taught me so much about life. Taught me about winning, and he called me champ from an early age, which gave you that confidence when you was on the football pitch to go out and express yourself. It weren't none of this. Oh, I want you to recycle the ball and all that. It's like, listen, I want you to go out there and express yourself. I want you to take people on. I want you to try classes. I want you to be the best version of yourself. And we was training twice a week, and we was doing madness as well. We was doing long runs. And I would never lose the runs what we was doing. Never lose them. And that was all down to the lessons what we learned from Pete. But also went to a school called Sir Walter John's. We had the best school fields in South London, bar none. Football, cricket, it was a proper sporty school, and it suited me down to the ground. But also, what people don't realise with me, I was very educated, and I was in the top class in my school, 1TA. There's 1TE, 1OF, 1OR, and 1PA. So I was in 1TA. Um, and that's to my parents as well, because you know what parents are like as well. Have to study a book. My parents were very, very strict. We knew where we stood with my parents. You got the look, you know what time it was. And you had to do chores in our house, upstairs and downstairs. And from an early age as well, I was doing paper roll. Right? I was trying to make my own money and I was throwing pardoner. If anyone don't know what pardoner is that you put £5 a week away, and then every 10 weeks you get £50, so you can go and do whatever you need to do. That's their way of showing me how to save. I got so good at paper because I used to run it. Right, and I'm always trying to beat the last time I done. They gave me 2 paper rounds. I done both the paper rounds, and that's how competitive I was. Always trying to beat the times what I done, and I don't know what it was, but I had that from early, and I think it's stood me in good stead in life in general. Jamie, after secondary school, quiet, driven at the same time, and I went and played football for Old St John's, which is like the school I went to. That's an old boys team, and I first started in the fourth team, and that's where I met a guy called John Sackett, who turned out to be another influential character in my life. I owe him a massive debt of gratitude as well, because he looked out for me like in a massive way, and he had some belief in me which I got from Pete, I got from Mr. Airy, and I got from John Sackett. They can't all be wrong. So I went and played for the fourth team, played me right back. He never knew nothing about me. But the first time he saw me play, he was like, okay, could you come next week? And then it was like the next week. And he was always like, you've got some ability. So I'm like, then he happened to get the manager's job for the first team. First thing he done was take me with him. And then mommy and daddy declared that they was going back to Jamaica. I started getting a bit of problems. John Sackett gave me a job as a trainee mechanic because he wanted to do the best for me, he wanted to keep me off the street. How much people in life do that? There's not many. My mum was my guardian angel. Actually sent me for trials at Millwall. That's how much he believed in me. But when mommy and daddy went back, you lose all your stability in life and started getting wrapped up in certain things which I'm not proud of. But survival. They get wrapped up in certain things. You haven't got mommy and daddy to run to. I was living with my sister. My sister just had a kid. So she's struggling money wise as well. So it wasn't the best. My sister was doing the best for me, but it wasn't the best environment for me as a young gentleman growing up in South London. You know what the roads are like. The roads can eat you up, and that's why I do what I do today, because I want to stop kids from going down the path I had to go down. But it turned out all right, but I started getting involved in some crimes. First one, I got 3 years um, for robbing a snooker hall what I used to play in. I played in the snooker hall for fun. I used to win money in there. And um, people have always asked me if I got any regrets. And there's one person out of all the things that I've done, the crimes that I've committed, that I would apologise to. And that was the manager in the snooker hall. Because Bob, he never deserved what I'd done to him at that time. And that's just me being, I think that's part of growth as well, that you apologise to people that you've done wrong to. And he definitely never deserved that. And I ended up getting 3 years for it.